Welcome to the Sunday morning simulcast with Rom Wills. Expand your mind. You know what? Every single moment, people should be growing, not going backwards. I'm going to tell you the greatest thing that every single human being has is their mind. Their mind. And I don't mean just the physical gray matter. I'm talking about the energy, the consciousness that we all have. It's the software that runs the bodies we're in. And it's very important. And despite what some people might say, every single human being can expand their mind. They can expand their knowledge. There's so much knowledge in the world, it's scary. You know, one of the things that I do personally is I think in terms of expanding my knowledge of stuff. I don't know everything. I know a lot, and I know a lot, so much that I know very little. I still can't explain quantum physics in Mandarin. And I always use that example, so that means, what does that mean? One, I could learn quantum physics. Two, I can learn Mandarin. But then, what if I want to explain, how to make glass in tree, a language from Ghana? What if I want to do that? Okay, that's some more stuff. That's something to learn, and that's a language to learn. So there is so much. There is so much. If I were to win, say if I won $1 billion in a lottery, people, I wouldn't spend it or anything. I just set it up in different funds, everything, so I could live, make sure my kids are all right. Then I would just sit back and just study. I would just study stuff, enroll in different schools, travel just to learn stuff. I mean, because I want to expand my mind. Every single person can do that. It's not about some static score on an IQ test or something. We all have the ability. Now, are we going to be all knowing in all of that? No, it's not enough time. That's all it is. It's just not enough time with all the knowledge in the world. But you can know a lot. You can know a whole lot. And you want to do it for the sake of just doing it. And that's just information. You also want to expand how you interact with the world. You want to expand your consciousness because it's still just as important how you deal with people, how you deal with situations. You always want to expand how, when you come across something, and if your mind's expanded, you could deal with it. You could either figure out how to deal with it, or because you've learned from your past experiences, you know immediately what to do. Something happens, say, oh, wait a minute, this happened there. I learned from it. I know how to avoid it. Indeed, by expanding your mind, you can avoid a lot of situations because by expanding your mind, you've paid attention to stuff, you learned about stuff, you've seen a solution to stuff, so you see something coming, you already know how to duck it because you saw it coming. That's mind expansion. Being able to think, being able to solve problems, being able to come up with ideas, having your creative intelligence. Wouldn't that be great? You're just sitting there one day and you're like, you know what? I want to do something to make a lot of money. Your mind's expanded. All of a sudden you get a great idea because you've been getting the information. You've been opening your mind to different things. It's so much. And I mean, you need to do that. Everybody can do it. I don't care. Even if you're on the spectrum. Yes, even if you're on the spectrum, you can still expand beyond where you at. And let's be real. No one on this planet, I don't care. They could have a 2,000 IQ, and I do mean 2,000. They could have some psychic ability where they can just pull in information. But they still have something they have to learn. So there's always something. You can always be better than the day before. Sometimes I've heard the story, first heard this from the autobiography of Malcolm X. He would read a different word every day in the dictionary. And I've heard other inmates do the same thing. They're sitting there, they'll go in the library and something they'll just read. In fact, I've personally met individuals who were in prison and they actually got an education, a degree, advanced degree. They expanded their information they was in to get, their book knowledge. They expanded their minds. So no matter where you are right now, right this moment, start right now. Think in terms of right now. You can track it. And then this year at this time on July 25th, 2022, look at how far you've come. Think about everything that you've learned. And I'm serious. And that's just one area. Think about other areas. Think about how you treating people. You know, you can start today and you realize, you know what, you're kind of grumpy with different people. Expand your mind, expand your consciousness and your behavior. You know, on July 25th, 2022, you notice, wait a minute, those same people, you're interacting with them better. You know, because you expanded your mind, you know how to deal with them better. Indeed, there might have been a person that you didn't get along with, but now you're the best of friends. That's because you expanded yourself. See, the mind is the power. Everything comes from the mind. Every single thing we have here came from the mind. And when you look from the nature of everything, I'll just say, regardless of your path, let's just say whatever name you want to use, it all came from the mind of God. So everything that man creates ultimately came from his mind. You know, the microphone I'm speaking into, the TV where this music is coming from in the background, the laptop that I'm recording this on, it all came from the mind of a man. The table that my thing is on, the chair I'm sitting on, you know, the air conditioner I'm about to turn on in a few minutes after I finish recording because it's hot up in this joint, but I don't want the air conditioning like to drown me out. All came from the mind of a man or a woman. It all came from the mind of a human being. Everything. That's how powerful the mind is. Your very existence can come, just how you live every day, handle everything ultimately starts in your mind. So the more you expand your mind, the more you understand life, the better that you live. So you constantly want to expand your mind. You want to get better. And like I said, there is so much in the world. I mean, no matter how far you expand your mind, there's always more. So it's something that you can do every day. There's no limit on it. Indeed, when you look at people, we only consciously use a little bit of our brain. Consciously use it. Like we're conscious of what's going on. We're conscious of, like a lot of us ain't conscious of our inner functions. It's working whether we know it or not, but I'm saying being conscious of it. Being conscious of all our sensations and everything. You know? Just using that consciousness. Most people use less than 5% of their consciousness. You know, you want to expand that. It's powerful if you expanded it to 20%. So that's the thing. So you want to keep expanding. It's something anybody can do. I don't care where you at. I don't care what your IQ score is, your neurological profile. You can expand. So I want y'all to think on that, okay? And I want everybody to keep rising. Peace and blessings.